Welcome to Don't Forget Me in 23. This is a follow-up presentation from the one that we did earlier in the year called Why Not Me? We talked about Frances Tiafoe, the tennis player, who lost in the semifinals in the US Open, but promised he would be back, and I believed him. He wore a wristband that said, "Why not me?" I thought that was really powerful, because why not me? Why can't I win in 23? Why can't I be at the top of my game? I am worthy. I am worthy to succeed. So why not me? Now, if you missed that presentation, you can go down to www, whatever is down there at the bottom of that screen there, and you can watch that presentation. Now, why I came back with this presentation today is because I thought of a new way to look at why not me. And so what I want to bring to you is this concept. Why not put me first in 2023? In other words, I'm going to invest in my well-being. I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to be narcissistic, but I'm going to have a little more life balance, and I'm going to concentrate on who I am. And the reason why is because if I don't feel good about me, about myself, if my body doesn't feel good, I am not a good worker. I'm not a good friend. I'm not a good spouse. I'm not a good mother. It goes on and on. I have to feel good about who I am before I can invest in the relationships and have great interactions with other people. So life balance is where we want to go with this discussion. And you can see here that it's pretty much the same for men and for women, this life balance. You have to have a good work life that gives you the money that you need to buy the things that you have to live, plus the things that you would like to have for those, those wants. It's a little bit different for women, though, because you can see that I would choose the spa, not necessarily some of the active sports activities that men would choose. I'm going to give you a couple of strategies today, and the first one is, what would you cross the swinging rope bridge for? What would motivate you to cross the swinging rope bridge? So let me take you back to an experience I had when I was growing up. I grew up in Idaho, so if you've never met anyone from Idaho, here I am. And we grew up in this little area called New Plymouth that was right by the Oregon border where Ore was founded. And it's where the Payette River dumps into the Snake River as the Snake River continues its journey north to the ocean. Now, the Payette River starts in Cascade, Idaho. And if you follow the road up, it gets narrower and narrower and smaller till it becomes a small stream that begins in the Cascade Lake. Now, my dad used to go frequently up to Cascade on business, and my sister and I would ride with him because it was so fun to watch this huge river get smaller and smaller. And as it got smaller and smaller, there were swinging rope bridges across it. And we used to think it looked so fun. And we'd say, "Oh, Daddy, please stop. Let us cross the swinging rope bridge." Well, one day he did stop. He went across the bridge and he's standing on the other side. And we got out on that bridge just a little ways. We stepped out there, and then all of a sudden something happened. It's like the water was angry and it was swirling up around us. And the bridge was so tilting back and forth. It's like we were going to fall off that bridge, or the water was going to wash us right off. And we were frozen. We put our hands right on those rails, and we were just like this. And the only way we got across was not to look down, but to look at my dad and focus on the goal. Now, would you just jump out of that car and trip across that swinging rope bridge out of a sense of adventure? Maybe. Would you do it on a dare? Probably. Would you do it for money? Yeah, you probably would. If I were standing on the other side and offered you $50, you'd probably come across. But let's change it. Let's use the picture that's in front of you right now. This is a Snake River Canyon. It's not as great and big as the canyon, the Grand Canyon, but it's pretty big. And this is where Evel Knievel was going to jump across. He was going to fly across this canyon. We're going to put our little bridge right there. This swinging rope bridge is going to span this huge canyon now. Now, would you just jump out of your car and trip across there real fast? Maybe not. Would you do it on a dare? Maybe not. What if I had $50? No. $500? No. $500,000? $500,000? Yeah, maybe. And you're going to get a parachute and put it on your back just in case. Okay. But let's change the scenario just a little bit. I'm not a nice person. I'm not Karla Brandau anymore. I am a terrorist. And I have one of your loved ones by the hair of the head. And I'm saying, if you don't get across this bridge in 5 minutes, I'm going to drop this person, this loved one of yours. Now, would you come across the bridge? Yeah, you would come across the bridge. And I had one woman say, you better not be there when I get there. So you have to ask yourself, what would I cross the swinging rope bridge for? Because that begins the journey of your life balance. It helps you make decisions. It helps you make choices about activities. And whatever you choose to do that is in alignment with your values makes you feel satisfied inside. So what would you cross the swinging rope bridge for? My second strategy also comes from an experience in my life. Now, this says drop out of your juggling class and stop trying to balance your life. These are all words that we've heard so much, right? I can't juggle. I can barely toss one ball up and catch it, let alone 2 or 3. So juggling is out for me. And balance is an interesting concept. I grew up in the days when you had real play equipment on the playground. And the teeter-totters were real because you could, if you let your lace go out, you could bounce the other person way up in the air. And, perhaps they had to hang on tighter, they might end up on the ground. And this isn't me, but it could be me because this little girl looks like she's going to let her feet out and send that brother flying through the air. Well, balance is an interesting concept because one is up and one is down. And balance usually refers to work and life, right? I mean, work and home. Those are the two things that we usually try to quote balance. Well, in the concept of the teeter-totter and balance, it means that one is up and one is down. Now, I don't want my work life up and my home life down, or my home life up and my work life down. That's why we try to balance it. Now, the concept of balance is tough because it doesn't have the component of me. There's only 2 elements. Me is a third element. And that's why I came up with the idea of harmonize your life. Now, I majored in music education when I was in college. Loved music. I was in a music composition class trying to write the next song like Silent Night that would be heard around the world. I was not succeeding. And this thought came to me. It said, all the music in the world is made up of these 12 little tones of the scale. And I thought, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Taylor Swift's songs are all made up of these 12 little tones? It's like, yeah. Well, how do composers do it? How do they keep coming up with new and beautiful melodies and songs? Well, I thought about it and decided that they play these 12 tones in different combinations. They arrange them in different sequences. They distribute them in different octaves. They assign them to different instruments. They add new and varied rhythms. And they omit some tones at the appropriate times. And this came to my mind and said, you know what? This is just like your life. So let me show you what I mean by that. And by the way, this is really fun to do as a retreat or a workshop for your people on balanced life. And I've had people tell me that this concept has changed their lives. Well, we're going to go back to the solfege. And if you don't remember what the solfege is, just go watch one of those reruns of The Sound of Music, and Maria will teach you what the solfege is. Solfege means that you have 3 tones and you're going to make a chord out of them. Do is the basis of your chord. Do is C. Okay, we're going to take that as C today, and that means money. I have to have money. I have to have dough to live. And then me is E. Me means me, myself, I have to take care of myself. I have to feel good about who I am, and my body has to feel good if I'm going to give some soul away to other people. So soul is the G in this. And when you sing these together, which we do in the group when I come live, it's a beautiful harmony. Now, what I teach people in this workshop is that you can have C, E, G on the middle C in the middle of the keyboard, or you can have it on the upper elements of the keyboard or in the bottom elements of the keyboard. See, it's all harmony. It's all harmony. And as you do this, it's like you can have so many components. Like you have your grandpa, your son, your spouse, your hobbies. Each one of these notes can be a different component of your balanced life. And as you look at this, if we were doing this live, you could say, C, come louder. C's do, remember? So do, come louder. I need you. Work is so important right now. I've got a deadline. I have to get it done. Okay. And then there's times when do is softer because so has come up. There's personal relationships that you have to take care of. Maybe you're in the sandwich generation with parents and with children. And so they have needs and you have to take care of them. And so that might be a little louder. And then there's times when, I don't know about you, but times when I feel really burned out. And so that's when me becomes louder. And so might be omitted at that time. So with this concept of harmonize, different entities in your life can be louder or softer. And they can even be omitted at some times. And you can assign some of these tasks to other people, called delegation. So that's my concept of harmonize your life. And it's a beautiful concept. And if you think about it, it will make a big difference in your life. So these topics, as I said, are excellent keynotes or workshops for your organization. And you're welcome to give me a call or visit my website. My cell number is 770-329-1806. Now, this brings us to the next topic, because I want you to make a healthy to-do list that includes your personal needs. That means that we're going to start out with exercise, because I don't exercise to be that really thin model, okay? I exercise, and by the way, it's not working. I exercise because it gives me more energy and more enthusiasm to get the things done that I want to do and have to do. So I'm going to put exercise on my to-do list. And then, of course, you go through all the things you have to do for work. And then you close out the day. You close out every single day because you're shutting the door on work and you're opening the door to your personal life. Why is this important? Because I promise you, the president of your company is not going to come and see you when you're 85, but someone that you have made a personal relationship will probably come and see you. So you close the door on work and you open the door to your personal life. So that means you're going to walk the dog, you're going to have a healthy meal, you're going to enjoy the evening, talk to some friends, talk to your neighbors, you're going to work on your hobbies, you're going to do things that rejuvenate you to go back to work and give what you have to give in your work and office. So that's what I mean by a healthy to-do list. So why not me? Why not me in 23? You want to believe in your skills and your potential and turn impossible into I'm possible. I introduced this concept in January when we did the last session on this topic. I want you now today to rededicate yourself. Goal setting gives you focus, erases doubts and fears, and clears obstacles from your path. I want you to enjoy the consistent, meaning every day, persistent, I'm not going to give up, I'm not going to quit, pursuit of your potential. That was said by David Meltzer. And I would recommend a new book to you. This is called How Far Do You Want to Go? It's Lessons from a Common Sense Billionaire by John, and I'm not going to say his name because I can't pronounce it. It's a Greek name. John came over to the United States before he could speak English because he was only 6 months old. His parents immigrated to the United States after the World War II, and they came from Greece. He tells us on how his instincts, his common sense, and his hard work propelled him to massive business success. Now, if you don't cross the swinging bridge for business success, that's okay. What will make you feel good? What will give you massive success in your own life and in the way that you want to live your life? That's a big question. What would you cross that swinging bridge for? So read this book and understand how he uses his instincts, his common sense, which isn't very common today, is it? And hard work to reach the goals that you have. So turn your attention to the 2003 and keep writing down action steps that you can take on a daily basis to reach your goal, because you get to decide where you're going and what you do. So thank you for attending today. Brandau Power Institute can help you with retreats and other group events in these topics. True North leadership, which includes civility, ethical leadership, employee engagement, professional presence. Could you use some of that? Executive time management, and earn the gift management certificate. We can also help you with assessments. We do DISC, driving forces, emotional intelligence, bounce back resilience, and dissolve stress. We also do 360-degree assessments if you want to really know what other people think of your management style. So the next video is going to be Why Not Me in 23? Continue the quest for who you want to be and how you want to reach your potential. Thank you for attending, and don't forget me in 23.